Okay, I know straight away that I'm putting a massive target on my back by making this video. However, before rushing off to fry me in the comments, please at least hear me out first, because I think I have actually put together a very well-rounded and agenda-free case against Kashimo here. Wait, what the hell am I talking about? Kashimo fans are not gonna leave comments, they're gonna go straight to airstriking my house. Oh well, if I go missing, at least you guys will know who's responsible. Anyway, this video is gonna finally settle the two biggest problems I have with Hajime Kashimo. Well, I guess it's one problem divided into two sub-problems, but I guess those sub-problems are actually pretty different, so maybe- oh, who gives a fuck? Please though, do hear me out and put your arguments for why I'm a dumbass in the comments after finishing the video. Also, if this video miraculously gets 3k likes, I will actually make a Kashimo apology video with facecam. Right, let's go. Okay, there is no denying that even in base, Kashimo is pushing top 10 with relative ease. Sure, the fact that he has no domain or RCT is a major limitation, but I do think being as strong as he was without them should not be overlooked. Kashimo's first ever fight was actually against Kinji Hikari, and let's just say things didn't work out too great for him. In terms of pure basics and skill though, Kashimo seemed pretty evenly matched with Jackpot Hikari, and that is no laughing matter. Of course, it's not exactly anything special either, but whatever. The point is, he seemed to match Jackpot Hikari's speed, strength, and durability pretty damn well. As you should know, base Kashimo has a passive electrical cursed energy trait that will literally never be useful against any strong opponent because high output sorcerers are not affected. However, he can make this trait massively more deadly by charging up and literally manufacturing a domainless sure hit, which Hikari dodged. Okay then. I mean, I say dodged, but it looked like it was going for his head and then instead hit his arm, so take that how you will, I really don't care. Please remember, for this attack, he has to actually place a positive charge on his opponent and charge up his own negative charge, which does take time. Still though, the actual potency when it lands is absolutely ridiculous. Oh, and he also has useless hollow wicker basket. Right, that's the base Kashimo recap out the way for all the readers who cannot read. So now let's get right into the juicy stuff. Kashimo's curse technique, Mythic Bum Amber. A technique of immense strength that can only be used once because it turns his RTC-less ass into melted ice cream. Now, I do understand a decent amount of the technique and how it works, but definitely not all of it. And unless they're actually smart, I don't think many Kashimo fans actually understand the technique either. First off, it gives him X-ray vision. Okay, hopefully everyone understood that one. It also gives him increased electrical signals in the brain, meaning that he has increased agility and reflexes, which also makes sense. The description then says, and I quote, rendering any phenomena that can be created by electricity a weapon in his arsenal. Not gonna lie, mild confusion here. I mean, does he just like absorb the energy and make it his own, or can he just control electronics? I mean, surely if it's that strong, he can straight up with your brain and the electrical signals in there. But I think it's probably the first option, so I'm gonna go with that. It then says, optimizing and tuning sound waves to match the natural frequencies of materials. Lost. Completely lost. Absolutely no clue what that does. And then we've got vaporizing irradiated objects using electromagnetic waves. And how I took this is exposure to his electromagnetic waves makes things irradiated and then vaporizes them. Now, is the big blast we see him use an example of him using electromagnetic waves, or can we just not see them? And does this ability work on people? And if not, how is it even that useful? Now, please do not jump on my ass for that last one, okay? I'm gonna dive deeper into this in a second and share some research. The point is, it's an incredibly hard CT to understand if you're not that sciencey or can't be bothered to look up how it functions. My problem though is that when people who do understand it explain it, they make it sound unbeatable. They make it sound like no one could survive any exposure to it at all. And after deepening my understanding of it myself, I would actually agree with them, if it wasn't for the fact that they always forget one massive detail in their reasoning. The fact is, Sukuna did survive it. And not only that, but he was pretty much completely unscathed by it, which is what I'm gonna dive properly into now. Okay, first off, there is the bit about matching natural frequencies known as resonance. From my understanding, this causes vibration at maximum amplitude, and that is the only conclusion I could find from literally every website and research paper that I looked at. So yeah, Kashimo's curse technique turns him into a walking vibrator. Nice. And then there is the much more dangerous ability of vaporizing irradiated objects via electromagnetic waves. And yes, to confirm, electromagnetic waves travel at the speed of light. But no, despite absurdly popular belief, Kashimo is not even close to being FTL. A flashlight emits light at the speed of light. Does that make the flashlight itself light speed? No. Some slightly smarter fans argue that Sukuna's ability to dodge what is boldly assumed to be a blast of said electromagnetic waves makes Sukuna FTL, and by extension, Kashimo. Well, I'm gonna debunk this very simply. Big attack equals cursed energy spark, which equals preemptively avoiding the blast. Simple. If the FTL argument does hold true, it literally upscales the entire verse from Mark 3 to Mark bonkers speeds, so no. And then there's the matter of these irradiating waves attack potency. From what relatively sciencey Kashimo fans have told me, JJK, the electromagnetic waves basically mean you become exposed to deadly levels of radiation. And supposedly, if you don't get instantly vaporized, you're at least gonna get severe radiation poisoning. But based off the description, it should just vaporize you. So when I argue that characters like Yorozu, Yuki, Yuta, and Kenjaku can all beat Mythic Beast Amber Kashimo, I'm met with arguments of it's literal radiation, they are definitely gonna die. And if this was real life, or there was evidence supporting this in JJK, I would totally agree with you. But the problem with this is that the people making the argument have actually become tunnel visioned on science. They forget that this is the fictional world of JJK where physics gets completely thrown out of the window. Special grade durability due to cursed energy reinforcement and high levels of RCT will definitely effectively protect you against the harmful effects of Kashimo's irradiating waves. Some of you will think I'm just making a claim based on absolutely nothing, however there is more evidence supporting this claim than there is against it, because there is literally nothing against it. The evidence is hidden in plain sight, but like I said, Kashimo defenders get so tunnel visioned that they forget the hard truth, and that hard truth is that Sukuna survived. If Kashimo's attacks and radiation are truly as deadly and unbeatable as you say, then explain why Sukuna took 0 damage. And don't give me, oh, because it's Sukuna. He has literally just been hit by a massive hollow purple, and his output wasn't even enough to heal a single hand at that point. Yet this nerf to hell battered Meganer took a whole ass electromagnetic blast right to the chin, and when the dust cleared, all he had to say about it was, damn, that was loud. If a heavily nerfed and post-purple Meganer is tanking that attack, then it is strong evidence for basic reinforcement and durability serving as a viable means of protection. Obviously, Sukuna is a step above the rest, so no one else is likely to take no damage at all. However, Yorozu, Yuki, Kenjaku, Yuta, and Gojo are the only other sorcerers I have ever put above Kashimo. All of them are special grades with insane speed, skill, durability, and a killer domain, something that Kashimo does not have. I wholeheartedly believe that all the characters have what it takes to survive Kashimo's curse technique long enough to pop a domain expansion. Although Yuki and Yuta may not even need that, since they can both comfortably one-shot Kashimo with Star Rage and Jacob's Ladder. Now, a common argument against the domain argument is that he has Hollow Wicker Basket. Okay, cool. Can you explain how the fuck that's gonna let him win? No. It is a time waster that requires a 2-arm hand sign to keep running effectively. It is not a viable way of straight up winning against a domain unless you are Heion Era Sukuna. 20% boost to the opposing sorcerer, 20% nerf to yourself, both hands occupied, instant death if Hollow Wicker Basket goes down, and a special grade sorcerer raining down attacks on you. Bro, Heion Era Sukuna with 2 spare arms even had to drop Hollow Wicker Basket in Yuta's domain. Kashimo is cooked. He also has no reverse curse technique, which is so tragic, and he also has the durability of a soggy paper towel. Now, to clarify, Sukuna's transformation healed his body, but his output was still complete trash. Yet Kashimo died to a normal ass dismantle net. Bro, look at what higher output close range dismantles did to Yuta. Enough said. Kashimo is easily top 10, but all the sorcerers I have stated above him absolutely can beat him. Plus, Kashimo's curse technique literally kills him, so he can at most get a draw. That is a huge L. He literally cannot straight up win a fight with his curse technique. Now, despite all my crazed hating, I do accept that Kashimo is still top 10 level strong despite his limitations. Believe it or not, my main reason for disliking Kashimo so much isn't actually to do with his strength at all. It's because I think his character makes absolutely no sense. I really do not like the way he was written, because I felt that his conclusion totally contradicted his character up until that point. After dominating in his first life, he literally crossed time and reincarnated, all for the purpose of challenging the strongest in history, Ryomen Sukuna. His entire thing was about fighting the absolute strongest. Yet with absolutely no hesitation or complaints, he settled for fighting this cripple who had just been blown to Kingdom Come by Satoru Gojo. Sukuna had literally just fought the strongest of today, a man infinitely stronger than Kashimo, a man who made Sukuna genuinely nervous, and a man who left Sukuna literally stumbling. Gojo removed Malevolent Shrine from play, decimated Sukuna's output, and smacked him with the fattest hollow purple in history. And for some reason, Kashimo settled for fighting that crippled version of Sukuna. Domain expansions are literally the pinnacle of Jujutsu, and Sukuna couldn't even use it in his fight, something Kashimo definitely knew going into it, but wasn't bothered by it. I mean, look at how angry Yorozu was that Sukuna was not using Shrine or his domain, yet Kashimo happily rolled with it. Sure, Sukuna is still the strongest in this state, but he was nowhere near close to full strength, and Kashimo should have cared. Now, in my opinion, I honestly think Kashimo should have just fought full power Sukuna during the time skip. I also just don't like the fact that Kashimo had no impact for a character as hyped up as he was. I don't even think Kashimo forced Heion Era Sukuna out, because he would have needed that transformation anyway, since Yuji, Higuruma, and Yuta would soon jump in. I just don't like him, and I think he's massively overrated, but everybody is entitled to their own opinion, so it's totally fine if you disagree. disagree. If you can somehow find a way to argue with my pure facts technique from the Heian era, then please be my guest. Anyway, as always, don't forget to like and sub, feel free to join the Discord and follow me on Twitter, links below. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you soon.